Hi, it's Denise with Ladybug Stampin', and today we're going to be making this card, or recreating this card. I love the new corrugated dynamic textured impressions embossing folder. I just love that, and then our new galvanized metallic paper. It is that both of them are located in the holiday catalog, but I love how it gives like this corrugated metal look, and against the buffalo check stamp, the image of the stamp, I just love how that turned out. I don't know, that just, I don't know, says farmhouse to me, and I really like these cards. We are using several different products on this card today, but I think it's so worth it. Okay, all right, well, let's get started. The first items we're going to need is we're going to need our galvanized metallic paper, and we're going to need this corrugated embossing folder. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run this through the, I'm going to place this in here and run it through the Big Shot. And then I will be using the layering alphabet framelits to spell out the word Xmas. And then after I run this through, I will then run it back through and die cut out the letters. Okay, I'll be right back. So here are the letters, and I've started to take them out. I want to point out one thing about this folder. If you mixed it with a little bit of water on regular cardstock, I don't know if you could do it on this one or not. You might be able to, but it will help it to give its 3D effect. Now, this looks a little bit flat only because I ran it through there and I embossed it. Then I ran it back through and to die cut these letters. So it kind of flattened it out a little bit. But I'm okay with that because I like how it gives like a corrugated metal look. But I want to show you that it kind of looks flat, but it does not. It wasn't like that when I first put it in there. But if you want to, you can die cut your letters first and then run them through the embosser with the embosser. The next thing we need to do is we need to die cut this Mary from the Merry Christmas Thinlit dies twice. We need to use Real Red and Whisper White. And so I'm just going to run that through real quick through the Big Shot for both of them, and I'll be right back. I've run my my words through the Big Shot in Real Red and Whisper White, but I just wanted to show you guys, look at that font. And the Christmas and the holidays and the happy, I just love this font. It reminds me of what's the name of that font that people use in Silhouette and Cricut? I can't think of that name, but that's what it kind of reminds me of, and I just love that. The next thing we'll be doing is we're going to be using our buffalo check, and we're going to ink it up in this Memento Tuxedo black ink, and then we'll stamp it on our Real Red cardstock. Now, I know I have been using this stamp a lot lately. Yes, I do have other stamps, and there are tutorials coming. It just worked out that I recorded this first, these first, so I'm sorry if you guys are getting tired of the buffalo check, but I just love the buffalo check, so it was really easy for me to come up with you know, ideas for this stamp set. All right, so I'm gonna take this over, just breathe on a little bit in case it got dry. All right, I'm gonna line up using my scratch paper here, and I'm just going to stamp. Okay, and I'm just letting that stamp make contact with the paper, or the ink make contact with the paper. You can turn it over and go like this too. Just be careful, you don't want to get ink like I always do. Okay, and then there is our stamped image. I had to stamp it again because it was a little wonky and I didn't like it. So all right, so we have that. And so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start putting our card together, okay? For the card base, we're going to use an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock. You can score this at 5.5, wait, no, 4.25, or just fold it in half. Sorry, guys. Had the wrong card size on my brain. All right, and you'll just use your bone folder to burnish this. I always like to do that. Then we've got a piece of Whisper White cardstock that is cut at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. We're just going to add some adhesive to that. And we're going to place it on our card. Okay. And then we're going to take our image and stamped image piece, and we're going to put some adhesive on that and then line that up as well. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our letters, and I don't know if you guys can see on here, but they are on dimensionals. And actually, can you see that right there? Yeah. We are using, I used the foam adhesive strips. So what I'm going to do, I already got some out, is I'm going to turn these all over, and I'm going to add the strips to this, and then I'll come back. So I've got all my other letters done, but I wanted to show you guys how I am applying this to the back. I'm sure some of you guys know, but for those that don't, I'm just going to lay this on top, and then I'm just going to trim it to the size I need. It's a little bit easier that way for me. You may have an easier way, and that's great. If you do, let me know. I'm just going to peel the backing off of these now. I've already peeled it off my other letters to save time. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start with our S. Make sure we got the right way up. And I'm going to start down here in the corner. And I'm just going to place this on there. Then we'll take our A. Can you guys see that? I hope you guys can. I hope I wasn't out of frame. And then place our A down. And then our M. So it looks like it's, yeah, those are even. So far, so good. So far, so good. And then we'll take this one. Okay, now we're going to put these together. Normally, I would suggest using adhesive sheets on this, but I forgot. So I'm just going to use some glue and attach this. Attach these together. And I just got it on my silicone mat in case anything, you know, any of the glue comes off for some reason. I don't want it on my workspace. So just put a little glue. Okay, we're going to pick up our letter very carefully. And then I'm going to lay it on top of the Whisper White Mary. And I want it to be offset just a little bit. Just a hair. Let me see how I did this last time. I think it was like this. I think I lined up my M first. Yeah. And then I was able to line the others up pretty. There we go. Kind of like that. All right. And then we're going to take some more adhesive. And we're just going to put on the back of here to put on our card. And we're going to take this. Get this out of the way. And we're just going to lay it on our card at an angle. Like that, and it fits a little bit, will fit under the egg. So now we need to put our wreath on there. These are our little boxwood wreaths, and I love these. I have used these quite a bit this year, but you can take them apart like this and use with the farmhouse stamp bundle. It'd be great along that fence. I want to use this one because I've already stretched it out. I need one that hasn't been stretched out, so I'm gonna get another one. And 12 of these, I think, yeah, 12 of these come in a box, and it's just a great value, I think. And they're really cute. I'm gonna take a little bit, I'm gonna take a few glue dots and just put on the back here so I can adhere it to my card. And I'm just gonna pick a couple a few spots here. Okay, and before I lay that down, I do want to kind of move my leaves around a little bit and kind of try to get it fluffy, because some of these are, it's been flat for a little bit, so you want to try to fluff them up a little bit. It'll give it more of a look. Maybe move them around. Okay, I'm just going to place that right there. Then using our paper piercing tool, we're going to get a couple of these red rhinestones, and we're just going to randomly place 3. Right there. And then another one right, whoops, right there. Whoops. Doesn't want to stay, does it? There you go. And we have a Merry Christmas card, kind of farmhouse. Now this will dry a little bit. As you can see, it's faded a little bit. I think that happens with all ones. I hope this doesn't, because I really like that bold black on there. But there's our card for today. All right, guys. The information will be listed below, a link to my website that will have all the products I used and, of course, all the measurements. Have a lovely day. Toodles.